The following video left me deeply moved and inspired. The women you are about to see are absolutely amazing. This is not an animated video, however, I did choose to animate myself. Makes life easier, I must say. Guess what? I made contact with one of the women in this video and have some great news to share at the end, so keep watching. Before we start, I must inform you that the content used in this video is intended for educational and informational purposes only. All rights to the images, music, clips, and other materials used belong to their respective owners. I do not claim ownership over any third-party content used.
Women in West Africa have been turning shea nuts into butter for centuries. The process is hard, requiring at least 3 women to mix 1 pot. The yellow paste is often called women's gold, and for many in northern Ghana, it's the only source of income.
We don't have anything to do. That's why we are doing the Shea butter.
People across Africa have used it for skin and hair care, food and medicine for at least 700 years. And in recent decades, it's become a global sensation. International customers often buy larger quantities from companies that can produce it faster, making it harder for traditional farmers. But the biggest threat is right in their backyard. For the past 4 decades, men have been cutting down the very tree that provides livelihood to many families. We traveled to Ghana to find out how, despite the challenges, this group of women artisans is still standing.
These women work so hard.
The day starts with a 2-hour trek to the forest for many women in the town of Yinduri. The journey can be dangerous. They have to travel in groups to avoid armed robbers lurking in the forest. And they risk getting bitten by snakes. The return home can also be physically taxing. The women carry more than 25 kilograms of seeds on their heads. They first wash the seeds and let them dry for a week. Then it's time for cracking. The nuts are ready when the kernel starts to rattle against the shell. Only the good ones are made into butter. The bad nuts are used to make a special food called kanwu, and as a fertilizer on their farms. This attention to detail sets traditional shea butter apart from commercially made ones.
With the machinery, you pour everything in the machine. So if there's bad one, you will not be able to identify it.
She grinds the shea nut pieces by hand. Some shea farmers have invested in grinding mills to make this step easier. But Acuna takes pride in sticking to the techniques that date back to the 14th century. The divots in these rocks provide the perfect working space.
The
women only produce small batches at a time to ensure the quality will be consistent. It's all hands on deck when it comes to mixing the shea paste. The work can be grueling and takes a lot of strength. They do this for 1 hour to get the right consistency. The water activates the butter. Slowly, it separates and floats to the top. Acuna melts the butter in another fire, using wood that was harvested in the forest. The shea oil will cool and be sold as unrefined butter. The first accounts of shea butter use date back to 14th century Burkina Faso. It's been used in West African households as a cooking fat and as a moisturizing salve for skin. Legend has it that even the Egyptian Queen Cleopatra appreciated the butter for its hydrating power. In recent decades, global demand for shea butter has increased dramatically. Its healing properties and high levels of vitamins have made it the ultimate ingredient for skincare products across the world. In the last 20 years alone, annual exports have increased 600%. But with new demand have come new challenges. Deforestation, competition from bigger companies, and a global pandemic have threatened the livelihoods of small-scale shea farmers. Faster, machine-run shea processing plants in Ghana have also begun taking over the market, making it difficult for this group of women to keep up. It takes them an entire month to produce what a big factory can do in 3 days. Deforestation is also an ongoing battle. Since the 1990s, men have been cutting down shea nut trees to make charcoal for commercial use. Around 8 million trees are cut each year.
The quantity we used to get, now we don't get it that way again. It has reduced drastically.
Shea butter making has sustained generations of women in Ghana. Today, many depend on it as their only source of income.
Mostly with this group, most of them are widows. They used to say widows, they can't do anything for their own. But now that they have their own handwork, they are able to do something and earn money and take home.
Organizations like Portia's teach traditional shea farmers how to produce better quality butter and understand its value in the local market. With this knowledge, they can take home a higher profit from their sales. Although there are many challenges, Portia sees a bright future ahead.
That is our business. That is what we do. Even though it is hard to produce it, but that is where we get our money from. That is where we get our income.
Wow, just wow. I learned so much from watching this video. What about you? It was very enlightening. There are women all across Africa who make shea butter, even for major companies that you shop with. Over the past week, I have been in communication with the head of the organization seen in the video. I will be sourcing my shea butter from her, and I'm so excited. It feels good to know that the money I'm spending is making a difference in the lives of these women. I reached out to her the day after seeing this video. I was able to send one of my team members to meet with her today, as in February 26th, 2025. Yep, that fast. I definitely plan to visit in the months to come. The name of my new shea butter business is called Our Rich Earth, because everything we need comes from our rich earth.